Did you know that some of the everyday habits we barely think about could quietly be cutting years off your life? It's easy to assume that only major events, like a serious illness, smoking, or a bad accident, are what do the real damage. But in reality, it's often the subtle, unnoticed patterns of daily life that have the greatest impact as we age. And the most surprising part? Many of these harmful habits fly completely under the radar. In this video, we'll uncover 8 hidden habits that may be silently shortening your lifespan. These aren't the obvious culprits either. Though staying up too late does make the list, it's not even the worst offender. In fact, the number one issue isn't about what you eat, how much you sleep, or how often you exercise. It's something far more personal, and many people carry it around for decades without realizing the toll it's taking. Stick around to the end, because I'm not just listing problems. I'm going to explain how each of these habits can affect your health, your relationships, and your overall quality of life. Most importantly, I'll show you simple steps you can take starting today to reverse the damage. If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right but still not feeling your best, or if you're just looking for new ways to take care of your mind and body as you age, this might just be the insight you've been missing. Let's begin with the first one. Suppressing your emotions. It might sound strange, but ignoring your feelings, anger, grief, sadness, can actually reduce your lifespan. When we bottle things up and pretend everything's fine, we trigger stress responses in the body that never really shut off. Over time, that leads to elevated blood pressure, chronic inflammation, a weakened immune system, and even cognitive decline. It's a slow breakdown that many people don't recognize until something serious happens. For many of us, especially men, it was normal to be told to stay strong, push through, and keep feelings to ourselves. Showing emotion was seen as weakness. But research now tells a different story. Emotional suppression has been shown to be just as damaging to your health as poor sleep or smoking. The consequences show up as ulcers, fatigue, heart issues, and memory loss. Eventually, the body starts expressing the pain we've kept hidden. I once met a man named Alan, who was 81 when his wife passed away after 50 years together. He never spoke about her death. He never cried. When asked, he'd simply say, "I'm managing." But inside, that silence was taking a toll. Within just 6 months, Alan began experiencing relentless headaches, restless nights, and digestive issues. It wasn't until his daughter gently nudged him to attend a small grief support group at the local community center that something shifted. He later shared with me, "I didn't understand how much I'd been holding in until I heard myself speak it out loud." Sometimes healing doesn't begin until we give our pain a voice. And it's not only grief that works this way. Every unspoken frustration, every fear we hide behind a brave face, every lingering regret or quiet shame, all of it lives in the body. These suppressed emotions keep your nervous system in a constant state of alert. They disrupt sleep, slow down digestion, and weaken your body's natural healing processes. Emotional honesty isn't a luxury. It's essential to your well-being. So what can you do about it? Start small. The next time something stirs up a strong emotion, don't bury it. Write about it. Talk to a trusted friend. You don't need to turn every conversation into deep therapy, but you do need an outlet for what you feel. Even 10 minutes of reflection a day, writing, speaking, or simply sitting with your emotions, can start to release that inner pressure. Over time, you'll notice the difference. More clarity, more energy, deeper peace. Releasing your emotions isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. And the more emotionally whole you become, the more likely you are to live not just longer, but better. Now, let's move on to number 2, neglecting close relationships. Surprisingly, one of the strongest indicators of a long, healthy life isn't tied to diet or fitness. It's the depth of your social connections. Yet, as we get older, maintaining those bonds can quietly slip through the cracks. Friends move away. loved ones pass on, family members get caught up in their own lives, and suddenly you're spending more time alone than with the people who matter. That creeping isolation can take a real toll. Loneliness doesn't just feel sad, it's physically harmful. In fact, studies show that chronic loneliness can be as damaging to your health as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. It compromises your immune system, raises blood pressure, increases inflammation, and leaves you more vulnerable to diseases like dementia and heart problems. What makes loneliness especially dangerous is how hidden it can be. You don't have to live alone to feel alone. You just have to feel invisible, unheard, or emotionally distant from others. I remember Marie, a 77-year-old woman with family nearby and friendly neighbors who always waved. But beneath the surface, she felt unseen. "I go to the store, I smile at people," she told me, "but no one really knows what my days are like." She didn't want to impose, so she kept interactions brief and polite. It wasn't until she began volunteering at a local charity once a week that she realized how deeply she had missed genuine connection. Her energy came back. She started sleeping better. And for the first time in a long while, she found herself laughing again. And all it took was one place where Marie could simply be herself. Not just smile and make small talk, but show up as she really was. That's the power of connection. Relationships don't need to be flawless to be life-giving. Even a single meaningful bond can boost your well-being and add years to your life. It might come from a longtime friend, a sibling, a neighbor, or someone you meet through a hobby or group. What truly matters is having someone who's present, someone who listens, someone who checks in when things get rough, someone who reminds you that you still matter. If it's been a while since you've had a conversation that went deeper than the weather, this is your sign to reach out. Write a note, make a phone call, try joining a group, even if it feels unfamiliar at first. It's never too late to rebuild your social world. The payoff isn't just emotional comfort, it's more years of life, better health, and greater joy. Because connection isn't just something nice to have. It's medicine, and the more of it you allow in, the more life you invite back. If you're still here watching and finding value in this message, type number 2 in the comments so I know you're following along. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to hit that button and turn on notifications so you won't miss future videos. Your support helps us keep producing thoughtful content that informs and inspires. Now, let's keep going. Number 3, staying up late every night. You already know that sleep is important, but what many people don't realize is just how damaging it can be to regularly delay bedtime. We're not talking about staying up late once in a while. This is about the nightly habit of pushing sleep aside, just one more show, another scroll through your phone, or finishing tasks that could easily wait until morning. This quiet pattern may seem harmless, but over time, it wears down your body in ways that aren't always obvious until serious symptoms appear. When you consistently stay up too late, you're not only cutting into your sleep hours, you're throwing off your circadian rhythm. That's your body's internal clock, and it plays a crucial role in regulating rest, healing, digestion, and even your mental health. When this clock gets thrown out of sync, everything starts to suffer. Your immune system weakens. Your metabolism slows, memory gets foggy, mood swings become more common. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested, it's your body's time to repair itself. And missing out on that early night deep sleep puts your long-term health at risk. I knew a man named Clifford, 74, who used to laugh and say, "I'll sleep when I'm dead." Every night he stayed up past midnight, reading news articles or playing cards online. It seemed like a harmless routine, but it came with a price. But as the years passed, Clifford's energy began to fade. He started getting sick more often, catching colds that lingered longer than they should. Eventually, he developed heart problems that his doctor traced back to years of poor sleep habits. By the time Clifford tried to correct it, the damage had already taken hold. "I didn't think it mattered," he admitted, "until it did." And the consequences of poor sleep aren't just physical. Sleep loss affects your brain too. Your ability to concentrate, make good decisions, and stay emotionally steady. You become more irritable, more forgetful, and slower to respond. That constant mental fog chips away at your confidence and your ability to cope with life's challenges. Over time, even small things start to feel overwhelming. If you're someone who's fallen into the habit of staying up late, you don't need to make a drastic change overnight. Start by easing into better sleep. Shift your bedtime just 15 minutes earlier. Dim the lights in the evening. Shut off your screens an hour before bed. Your body is naturally designed to rest and repair. It just needs the right signals to do so. And never forget, sleep is not wasted time. It's your body's most powerful recovery system. The earlier you rest, the more time your body has to restore everything the day took out of you. Sleep isn't optional. It's essential. And when you prioritize it, your body responds with more energy, better health, and a longer life. Now let's move to number 4, skipping regular checkups. A lot of people, especially as they age, fall into the mindset of, I must be doing fine. I've made it this far. And yes, making it to 60, 70, or beyond is something to be proud of. But that mindset can also be misleading. Avoiding routine doctor visits just because you feel okay can quietly cost you years. That's because many serious health issues don't start with symptoms. They develop silently. And by the time you actually feel something's wrong, the problem may already be advanced. That's what makes skipping checkups so risky. It's not about the discomfort you notice. It's about the warning signs you don't see coming. After 60, your body changes faster than you may realize. Blood pressure can spike without symptoms. Bones lose density. Vision shifts. And certain cancers can grow without obvious signs until it's too late. But when these conditions are caught early, they're often manageable, or even reversible. All it takes is a quick test or a routine screening. Sometimes, a 10-minute appointment can mean the difference between a minor adjustment and a major medical crisis. I once met Leonard, 76, who hadn't seen a doctor in over 10 years. I hate hospitals, he told me. If nothing's broken, I'm not going. But one day, while walking his dog, he collapsed. It turned out he had undiagnosed diabetes and dangerously low blood pressure. Thankfully, it was treatable, but the delay made recovery far more difficult than it needed to be. If I'd just gone in sooner, he told me, I could have spared my family a terrifying experience. Checkups aren't just about detecting disease. They're about prevention, peace of mind, and staying ahead of issues before they escalate. Taking care of your health isn't just about avoiding illness. It's about claiming your future. A simple blood test might put your mind at ease. A routine heart scan could catch a hidden risk before it becomes a crisis. Even an eye exam can help prevent a dangerous fall. These aren't overreactions. They're basic, proactive steps that show you value yourself. And more than that, they show you care about the people around you. Because when you stay on top of your health, you're not just protecting yourself. You're also protecting your spouse, your children, your friends, the people who love you and depend on you. You're saying, without words, I still have more to give. I still want to be here. That message is powerful. It says you're invested in your life and in your future. So don't wait until something feels off. By then, it may already be serious. Prevention doesn't shout, but neither does danger. Make the call, ask the question, get the test. You don't need to go overboard. You just need to stay engaged and stay informed. Because when it comes to your health, what you don't know really can hurt you. If you're still watching and finding value in this message, drop a number 4 in the comments so I know you're with me. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. It helps us keep bringing you practical, thoughtful content that supports your well-being. Now, let's keep going. Number 5. Sitting too much every day. At first glance, sitting doesn't seem dangerous. It feels natural, even harmless. But over time, too much sitting acts like a slow leak, quietly draining your health without you realizing it until the damage is already done. Even if you go for a daily walk or hit the gym, hours of uninterrupted sitting, especially in the same spot, can increase your risk for heart disease, blood clots, diabetes, and even shorten your lifespan. The problem is, the effects build gradually. You don't feel your circulation slowing. You don't notice your metabolism dipping or inflammation rising until fatigue sets in, or your doctor spots something in your numbers. And in our modern lives, sitting is everywhere. We sit to eat, to work, to relax. We sit while watching TV, reading the news, scrolling our phones. But the human body wasn't built for stillness. It's designed for motion. Frequent, low-level movement that keeps your muscles active and your blood flowing. When that motion stops, your systems start to stagnate. I once knew a man named Glenn, 79, who took pride in his daily walk around the block. But outside that 20-minute loop, he spent most of the day in his recliner, watching the news, playing solitaire, dozing in and out. Gradually, his ankles started swelling. His blood sugar edged up. He felt more sluggish, more stiff, less alert. His doctor told him, "It's not the 1 hour you walk, it's the other 23 that count too. The good news? You don't need an intense fitness plan to reverse this. You just need to keep your body in motion throughout the day. Stand up once an hour. Stretch your arms. Take a short lap around the room. Do a few heel raises while brushing your teeth or standing at the sink. Light movement, done regularly, reactivates your circulation, supports your joints, and keeps your muscles engaged. Movement doesn't have to be a workout. It just has to happen, often and consistently, because every little bit adds up, and when your body stays active, your mind follows. You feel sharper, more energized, more alive. So don't underestimate the power of simply standing up. It might be one of the simplest yet most powerful things you can do for your long-term health. She noticed when she was full. She even began enjoying her food more. Within a few months, her digestion improved, her energy lifted, and yes, she slowly started losing the extra weight. But more importantly, she felt like she'd regained a sense of control and presence in her own life. Because mindful eating isn't just about how much you eat. It's about reconnecting with your body, slowing down, noticing flavors, textures, hunger cues, giving your nervous system the signal that it's safe to rest and digest. When you're distracted, watching a screen, reading the news, checking your phone, your body stays in a low-level state of alert. That tension dulls digestion, disrupts appetite signals, and makes it easier to overeat without satisfaction. The fix doesn't require a dramatic diet change. It's about bringing awareness back to your meals. Try this. For your next meal, turn off the screens. Sit at the table, even if you're alone. Take a breath before you start eating. Chew slowly. Pause between bites. This simple shift sends a powerful message to your body. I'm here. I'm present. I care. And the benefits? They add up quickly. Better digestion, better metabolism, and a more balanced relationship with food. Over time, that can translate into a healthier weight, steadier energy, and a lower risk of chronic disease. So if you found yourself eating while distracted, don't judge it. Just notice it and begin again. Each meal is a new opportunity to tune in. Eating with attention isn't about perfection. It's about connection. And that connection can quietly but powerfully shape the health and longevity of your body. She began to eat more slowly. She noticed when she felt full. And without changing the food on her plate, she gradually started to lose weight. Mindful eating doesn't have to be a big production. It simply means being present. Take a moment to really see your food. Notice the smell. Chew thoroughly. Set your fork down between bites. Midway through your meal, ask yourself, am I still hungry? These small pauses help it bring your attention back to your body, allowing it to do what it's naturally designed to do. Let you know when you've had enough. There's another side to this as well. Eating with intention supports not just your physical health, but your emotional health too. When you give your meals your full attention, you send a powerful message to your brain. This matters. I matter. That subtle shift can ease stress, improve digestion, and transform eating from a rushed task into an act of nourishment. So, if meals have become something you race through, take them back. Turn off the distractions. Sit down, even for just 10 minutes. Enjoy your food. You may be surprised by how quickly your body responds and how much better you feel. More energy, more clarity, throughout the day. If you're still watching and finding this valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Tap the bell so you don't miss future videos. Your support helps us keep creating content that informs and inspires. Now, let's move on. Number 7. Living with constant noise. You might not think of noise as a health issue, but in reality, ongoing background noise can gradually wear on your body in ways you may not realize. Whether it's a television running all day, street noise outside your window, or the constant hum of appliances, your brain picks up every sound, even when you don't. Chronic noise keeps your nervous system slightly activated, like a car engine that never fully powers down. Your heart rate remains elevated. Your blood pressure nudges upward. Your sleep becomes lighter and more fragmented. Over time, that low-grade tension accumulates. It can lead to fatigue, anxiety, trouble focusing, and a higher risk of heart disease. The problem is, it often feels so normal that you don't recognize how much better you could feel without it. I once knew a man named Samuel, 78. He kept the TV on from morning to night, for background company, he said. But he often felt tense, had frequent headaches, and struggled with poor sleep. Doctors couldn't pinpoint a cause. Then, during a power outage, he spent the entire evening in silence, and something shifted. He later told me it was the first time in years he'd felt truly calm. No humming, no background voices, no constant noise, just stillness. That night, he slept deeply, better than he had in ages. It made him realize the very noise he thought was comforting had actually been wearing him down. After that, Samuel began turning the TV off for a few hours each day. He swapped the background noise for soft music, the sound of birds outside, or simply let the quiet settle in. Within weeks, his headaches eased. He slept better, and he felt more peaceful overall. Because silence isn't emptiness, it's healing. It gives your nervous system space to breathe. It lowers stress hormones, helps you focus, and lets your brain recover from constant sensory input. You don't need complete silence to feel better. Just be intentional. Turn off the TV when you're not watching. Create small pockets of quiet. Take a walk without earbuds. Turn off notifications. Let your mind and body rest. You'll be surprised how much clearer and more grounded you begin to feel. It was the first time in years my head felt clear, he told me. After that night, he began turning off the TV for a few hours each day. He started sleeping more deeply. His blood pressure improved. He even began reading again, just for pleasure. It turned out the noise he thought was harmless had been quietly wearing him down. Noise doesn't have to be loud to be harmful. It just has to be constant. And when your ears and brain never get a break, your entire system starts to erode. That's why regular quiet time is essential. Not just sleep, but conscious, waking quiet. Time without chatter, buzz, or distraction. Time for your body to reset. Try this. Pick 1 hour each day when everything goes silent. No TV, no phone. Let the quiet fill the space. If you can, step outside and tune into the natural sounds around you. Birds, the wind, your own breath. These moments allow your nervous system to exhale. They tell your body, you're safe, you can rest now. Over time, those moments of stillness protect your heart, your mind, and your overall longevity. You don't have to live in silence, but you do need to make room for stillness. Just like your muscles need recovery after movement, your brain needs recovery from sound. and in that quiet, you might finally hear what your body's been trying to say all along. Number 8. Always keeping the lights on at night. It might seem harmless, leaving a hallway light on, falling asleep with the TV glowing, or keeping a lamp lit through the night. But these small habits can quietly disrupt your health in major ways. Your body runs on a natural rhythm, a built-in clock that tells you when to sleep, when to wake, and when to heal. That rhythm depends on clear signals, light and dark. When those signals blur, your body pays the price. Artificial light at night, especially blue light from screens and bright bulbs, confuses your brain. It tricks your body into thinking it's still daytime. As a result, melatonin production slows, sleep quality drops, and your hormonal balance gets thrown off. Over time, this disruption can affect everything from metabolism to immune function, and has even been linked to higher risks of cancer, heart disease, and diabetes. Not because the light is dangerous on its own, but because of what it does to your internal clock. I once met a woman named Linda, 80, who had struggled with poor sleep for over a decade. She assumed it was just part of getting older, but during a wellness seminar she learned about circadian rhythm disruption and decided to make one small change. She turned off all artificial lights by 9 p.m. and swapped her bedside lamp for a soft amber bulb. Within 2 weeks, everything started to shift. She fell asleep faster, stayed asleep longer, her mood lifted, and her digestion improved. "I didn't realize how exhausted I was," she said, "until I finally rested." Sleep isn't just about the hours you spend in bed. It's about the signals your body receives before you even lie down. If your brain thinks it's still day, it won't trigger the rest and repair response you need. And when you repeat that pattern for years, the consequences can quietly steal energy, focus, and even time from your life. So protect your rest by starting small. Dim the lights an hour before bed. Use warm, soft lighting. Avoid screens, or turn on a blue light filter. Cover up glowing electronics. Make your bedroom as dark and quiet as possible. And if you do need a nightlight, opt for one with red or amber tones, not white or blue. Your body thrives on rhythm. When you honor that rhythm, you give yourself the best chance to heal, to restore, and to age with strength. A good night's sleep isn't just restful, it's regenerative, and giving your body true darkness might be one of the most powerful, unexpected ways to support your long-term health. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect. Which of these 8 habits may have quietly crept into your own life? Were you surprised by what made the list, or by what ranked higher or lower than you expected? For many people, habits like staying up late or skipping checkups get all the attention. But often, it's the quieter patterns, bottled up emotions, constant noise, or distracted eating that carry the heaviest impact. The good news? None of these habits are permanent. Every single one can be changed, and the moment you become aware of them, the power starts to shift. That's when your energy, your time, and your health begin returning to your hands. So, what will you work on this week? Maybe you'll reach out to someone you've lost touch with. Maybe you'll begin dimming the lights a little earlier. Or maybe you'll finally make that doctor's appointment you've been putting off. These changes don't need to be dramatic. Small, thoughtful steps, done consistently, can lead to life-changing results. You deserve a long life, yes. But even more than that, you deserve a good one. A life that feels clear, connected, calm, and full of purpose. These 8 habits may have been quietly stealing from you. But now, you see them, and that means you can stop them. Thank you for spending time with us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned and how you plan to use it. Your voice matters, and reading your comments gives us energy and inspiration. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Your support helps us keep making content that informs and inspires. Thanks again for watching. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.